Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. It does feel good to be back. We just returned from a 2-week break, and I did not watch any news. How's Kirsten Gillibrand doing? Oh. Really? She's out? Well, it's just more votes for Jay Inslee. What? But he had glasses. He was the one with glasses, right? Okay. Of course, the big story is Hurricane Dorian. It's currently Category 2, but over the weekend it grew to a Category 5 storm that has devastated the Bahamas. It's slowly moving off, and our thoughts are with everybody down there tonight, and let's remember them when this is all over. Now, the storm is hovering off the coast of the United States. No one is sure if it's going to make landfall or where. And by no one, I mean Donald Trump. Over the weekend, he pelted the American public with 122 tweets, including dozens of updates about the storm, mixed in with comments about the trade war with China, complaints about James Comey, and his annoyance with the actress Deborah Messing. Plus, his tweets weren't overburdened with accuracy. For instance, on Sunday, he tweeted, "In addition to Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama will most likely be hit much harder than anticipated, looking like one of the largest hurricanes ever, already Category 5. Be careful, God bless everyone." Why the all caps? Does he think the storm drowns out his tweets? Well, it's really coming down out there. I'm gonna put the cap locks on. Can you read me now? The National Weather Service quickly corrected him, tweeting, "Alabama will not see any impacts from hashtag Dorian. We repeat, no impacts from Hurricane Dorian will be felt across Alabama." You know things are bad when the National Weather Service has to fact-check the president. I can't wait for the day when the U.S. Postal Service has to tweet, "It is our duty to report that the president was incorrect when he said that packages are mommies and letters are their babies." But Trump can never admit he was wrong about anything, so the next day he fired back, "I suggested yesterday at FEMA that, along with Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, even Alabama could possibly come into play," which was true. They made a big deal about this, ... when in fact, under certain original scenarios, it was in fact correct that Alabama could have received some hurt. Okay? I'm not wrong because at one point, I was right. Under certain circumstances, it could have hit Alabama. I know this because I write weather fan fiction. In my version, Hurricane Dorian ends up with Hermione, okay? It's a natural.
Oh, my.
Pretty hot. And the track of the... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're back! We're back, baby!
Yeah, yeah. Come on now.
And the track of the storm wasn't the only thing he got wrong. Here's what he said at a FEMA briefing on Sunday.
We don't even know what's coming at us. All we know is it's possibly the biggest. I'm not sure that I've ever even heard of a Category 5. I knew it existed, and I've seen some Category 4s. You don't even see them that much, but a Category 5 is something that I don't know that I've ever even heard the term.
I never heard of a Category 5. Up until I took office, 4 was the largest number. Now they invented 5. And wait, hold on, I have an idea. Are you ready for this? 6. How have you never heard of a Category 5 hurricane when there have been 3 Category 5 hurricanes while you've been president? And you know how I know that? From listening to you not know what they are.
I never even knew a Category 5 existed. It actually touched down as a Category 5. People have never seen anything like that. Nobody's ever heard of a 5 hitting land. Category 5. Never heard about Category 5s before. Category 5 is big stuff.
So you have heard of it, and then you haven't heard of it, and then you have, and then you haven't. You have the memory of a goldfish to go along with the skin tone. to go along with. True.
Oh, great, great.
But President Trump didn't just have wrong ideas about the hurricane, he also had some wrong ideas about what to do about hurricanes, because we've learned that during one White House briefing about the ongoing threat of hurricanes, Trump said, quote, I got it. Why don't we nuke them?
No.
So the most powerful man in the world wants to nuke the wind. Much like the hurricane he blew on, they start forming off of the coast of Africa. As they're moving across the Atlantic, we drop a bomb inside the eye of the hurricane, and it disrupts it. Why can't we do that? Ooh, I know this one. Because if you nuke a hurricane, you get a radioactive hurricane. It's like... I know what happened. That's always at the clip. It's like putting Chernobyl on jet skis. The solution to one bad thing is not another bad thing. What? There's an earthquake in Southern California? Got it. Let's spray Los Angeles with Ebola. Teach that earthquake a lesson. When the president suggested the literal nuclear option in the meeting, the people in the room were stunned. According to one person, President, you could hear a gnat fart in that meeting. People were astonished. After the meeting ended, we thought, what the what do we do with this?
One little gnat, how about that?
Get a better president? Because that farting gnat would be a better president. Still, one White House official defended the president, saying his goal to keep a catastrophic hurricane from hitting the mainland is not bad. His objective is not bad. Oh, so if the objective is not bad, it doesn't matter how you achieve it. That's like saying, you know, since Grandma died, Grandpa has been alone way too much. So I sold him to the Yakuza.
Oh, no. That's a dark turn there, boy.
He'll be very happy there. He'll not be alone. Because he sold him to the Yakuza. And it's not reassuring when you tell us that this is the way the president solves problems. You know what they say, if you want to make an omelet, you got to nuke a few IHOPs.